Hello and welcome to our latest video summary of the week's news, brought to you by Estate Agent Today and Letting Agent Today. Well, some people described it as a historic week for the British estate agency business, but somehow the launch of OnTheMarket did not seem to ruffle the feathers that some people expected. The new portal went live on Monday, but the following few days produced figures which make it appear a little underwhelming. By the end of Wednesday, Zoopla's share price had increased around 20%, and reports from online monitor service Hitwise suggested OnTheMarket had seen only 22,000 hits on day 1 and 11,000 hits on day 2. That's compared to Rightmove and Zoopla recording around 1.5 million hits each per day. Things may change. This weekend sees the start of OnTheMarket's advertising campaign in upper-market publications like the Daily Telegraph and Country Life. Meanwhile, Zoopla ended the week saying many estate agents advertising on OnTheMarket were using a series of highly creative measures to get around the controversial one other portal only policy. This included simply ignoring the rule brazenly, or listing one branch of the agency with Rightmove and one with Zoopla, ensuring the brand name still appeared on all portals, or creating a new brand to appear on one established portal and another to appear on the other, again maximising publicity and in reality getting onto all three portals. In other news, the campaign group Fair Home Tax sent every Labour MP a letter claiming that the mansion tax would backfire. Far from providing enough income to the Treasury to provide additional nurses for the NHS, the campaign group claims the tax will deter buyers of homes valued over £2 million. It says changes to the council tax system would be fairer, provide the additional tax income but not damage the high end of the housing market. Over on Letting Agent Today, we covered several stories about something we reckon we'll hear more about in 2015, build to rent. This is the name given to purpose-built rental flats paid for and managed by institutional investors like pension funds, rather than owned by buy-to-let landlords and managed by letting agents. Two former housing ministers, Mark Prisk and Nick Rainsford, issued a joint statement saying build to rent was one way of boosting the private rental sector and helping Britain's housing shortage. And also this week, Countrywide, Britain's biggest lettings agency, issued a warning that we'd hear a lot more of build to rent this year. While only a handful of large institutionally funded private rented schemes are now in existence, they will proliferate in 2015, it said. News also broke this week that Manchester had become the latest city to consider introducing a form of landlord licensing. The justification is that it will help clean up the private rental sector in the city, weed out road landlords and letting agents, and reduce problems with antisocial tenants. However, this week also saw news of one piece of red tape that has been relaxed at least a little. Welsh landlords who had to give details of their tenants to the Welsh water utility company now have an extra 3 months to conform. Labour is thinking of introducing a similar system in England if it wins the general election. And finally, we move to Germany for a story of a landlord who tried to put the P into penalising tenants. The landlord went to court to claim £1,400 in damages caused by urine. He said marble in his property had been damaged by a male tenant missing the toilet bowl while urinating standing up. There is some debate in Germany about whether men should sit or stand to pee, but the judge in Dusseldorf backed the tenant's right to stand. At least this may have stopped the landlord taking things into his own hands. And on that note, thanks very much for watching. Remember to keep in touch with news from the industry every day online on Estate Agent Today and Letting Agent Today. We'll be back next week with another video summary. Until then, see you next time.